Hey, what's up guys? Soaps here. Welcome back to another video. Today, welcome back to the Soap Wars, Soap Week, Soap Specialty Extravaganza. Wow, that is really getting old to say. And today, we have a kind of a special video for you guys. We're going to be looking at how to make your own trading card game pack for your game. And so it's not going to be a very long video just because we're going to be doing that. But before we get into those, I'm going to show you a couple new cards for Soap Wars, so that it's not just a tutorial video. So yeah, we should just get right into this. Also, happy Easter to you guys. So first up, we have the Tripod of Doom, which is an 8 cost. Spitting up fire, your opponent's dice rolls are -2 for attacking and defending. But it looks like I just said DC rolls, because the words are so close together. 733 attack and 610 block. Next up, we got a classic. Creeper Slayer 97. Shut up, Mom, I'm playing Minecraft! 6 cost and stop hacking. When your opponent attacks, cancel their dice roll against this nerd. Pay 1 soap per turn to keep this nerd on the field. 192 attack and 695 block. Next up, we have Soap Ninja, which is 7 soap cost. Oh yeah. Soap Daddy, your opponent has to pay 1 soap every turn for every turn that this guy is on the field. 710 attack and 639 health. And then finally we have Super Duper Snow Samurai, and I just kind of went all over the place with that spelling of samurai, but whatever. 5 soap costs, kind of cold. Whoever attacks this boyo can attack next turn. 501 attack and 437.0 HP. So yeah, now let's get into the tutorial for you guys. So I like to start off with cardstock because, as you know, if you've seen any of my other tutorials, I use this magical device called a copier, and I keep my original copies as original copies. Like, I don't cut them up and actually make them into what they're supposed to be. I copy them and then use the copies to make whatever I'm trying to make so that I can use my copier again. So I like to start off with cardstock, and I'm just gonna, whoa, camera skills. Oh, whoa, almost knocked over the camera. That is when you see the true camera skills. When you catch your camera. So I usually start with cardstock because cardstock is going to last longer than just a flimsy old piece of paper. And if I want to look back at these in 10 years and be like, wow, I made some pretty cool stuff, I want it to last. So I use cardstock. And if you guys don't have cardstock, again, it doesn't really matter. It's just for the integrity of your originals if you're going to be using a copier. If you're not even going to use a copier, it doesn't matter. But yeah, because I print my packs out on paper. So if you're not going to do an original copy that you're not going to cut out, use paper. There you go. Okay, so how do we get this from this to look like that, soaps? Okay, it's pretty easy. So you're going to take your standard trading card. Obviously, it's Soap Wars, because this is the most known game in the whole world. So you're just going to trace it. I mean, the way that I would recommend more, because you see a lot of people, they're like, oh, just trace your cards. But I use this fancy thing called a ruler, and a standard trading card is 2.5 inches by, what is this, 3.5? Yeah, it's 3.5. So 2.5 by 3.5. So I would say you're going to take your piece of paper and go 2.5 and a little bit of room on the bottom, and then 3.5 and a little bit of room at the top. So those are just your lines around this first box, which is where your cards are going to sit in between. So you want to have a little bit of room. I did quite a bit of room because why not? It doesn't really matter. As long as your cards fit in the pack, that's what you have to worry about. So don't make it too small that they don't fit, but make it big enough so that you have room, but also don't give them enough room that they just fall over the place and can roll around in there. So as you can see, I have sufficient room to put my cards in that square. So now that you've finished the front square, this is going to be the front where you're going to do your design. You're going to want to draw a panel off to the side, and I don't usually measure this. You can just eyeball it. That it's not going to completely cover over the side, but it's going to cover it enough that your cards don't fall out. So I like to use this as the back flap, and if we come back over here, I like to draw a triangle or something off this side. Like I said, as long as you have flaps that when you fold them all in, they're gonna glue together, you can really do whatever shape you want. You could do a trapezoid, you could do a circle, you could do a square. Let's see how many shapes I know. But so you can do whatever you want. I did a trapezoid for this. I messed up because I made the triangle too long, but it doesn't matter because then I just drew another line and now it's going to fit. So it's not a big deal if you mess up, because you're going to cut it out anyway. You're not going to see all the extra stuff. So I made a trapezoid, and then when you cut this out, it's going to fold over, and this is going to be glued to that, and I'll show you once I cut one out. So now you want two top flaps. You want these to be identical. Hello, mannequin man. And these are just going to fold in to sit between the two flaps, which stop your cards from falling through the bottom and through the top. So that's the general layout of the card design. You really only need to use a ruler or measurement or anything for the front, and then you can just eyeball everything else. And if you make a mistake, like I said, just correct it. It's not a big deal. So now I'm gonna make an actual copy of this with my copier. If you're not gonna do that, you can just cut it out right now, and then I will show you how you're gonna glue everything. Whoa, hello. Okay, so I've made a copy on an actual piece of paper now, and I'm just gonna cut it out, and then I'll show you where to glue. So with most things that are homemade, and just, for example, we can just talk about homemade trading card games, is that the reason that we make them homemade is because we're doing it our own way, and we're kind of creating our own path for whatever we want to do. So remember that you really shouldn't be following this step by step, unless maybe this is your first time. I encourage you guys to go out of your way to do something different. Maybe make a special flap on the front that does something cool when you open up the pack, or I don't know, find something. But remember, the reason that you're making a homemade trading card game is because you don't want it to be the same exact thing as everybody else. So you can just take that as food for thought and do what you want with that. Okay, so now I've cut the pack out, and I just folded the two flaps on the sides inwards, and then you really should have done the ones on the top first. So you would put your cards in here, and if they don't fit, then you didn't follow the instructions very well. And then you do your hoopla side first. Yeah, you have to, it's a priority to put hoopla on your packs. But yeah, you're gonna put your first flap and then your back flap, which, like I said, you don't want it to cover up the whole thing, because then you don't have a way to rip it open very well, but enough that you have a sufficient spot to write on. So where do you glue? I would say you're gonna want to put some glue on the first connecting flaps, so that you have this. Some people might just want to leave their pack like this so that they can just open up the cards, so everything here is glued and they can just pull their cards out. I like to actually have some ripping action, so then I put some glue over here, and then it's sealed, so then you can actually rip it open and then get this flap. So I prefer wherever there's contact, so like right here there would be contact, right here there would be contact to be glued, and then over here, all over here would be contact, and you can just glue all of that. So then you have your pack, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a very happy Easter, and I will see you in the next video of the Soap Wars Soap Week Soap Specialty Extravaganza.